Hey guys, welcome to Sippin' and Spillin' with Sid from 3 Mississippi. Whew. I'm over here at one of the fence lines where the horse will soon be. And in fact, today we have our live with you, Wednesday Night Live, 6 o'clock Central Standard Time. I'm excited to see all of you this evening. But tomorrow, I have to get up bright and early and start the process of bringing Beulah home. And I am so excited. We're going to spend all day at the vets. Um, I've got a couple more things that we're going to pick up for Beulah just to help make the transition better for her. And we're ready to go. I've got her stock tank down here, guys. I'm going to show you. Whoop. With all her goldfish in it to help keep it clean. And I'll tell you what, you guys know if you've been following along, I've tried several different methods of keeping the stock tank clean. And I really have found that goldfish is one of the best things in there. Now, I did order an aerator. I have not set it up yet because Mike wants to add an extra piece of tubing and station it so that it's outside of the pen better. So I have not opened that and started using it yet, but I probably will here soon once he has time to take a look at it and tell me what he wants me to do with it. But I do have some hidey hole rocks in this one. Now, obviously, I'm not worried about Beulah eating the fish, but they do have a place to go in case there is a wild bird that sees them and wants to come pick them off one by one. If you guys remember, I did have that problem with Rico. He, after cleaning the tank one day, decided that it was a buffet. And for some reason that day, all the fish were at the surface. I don't know if they were just happy that they had nice clean water. It was freshly cleaned and they were happy. But I'm always getting something in my shoe, guys. Never fails. Anyway, he just picked them off one by one and I was left with 0 goldfish in the stock tank. And that water, now mind you, I wasn't using the pump, but I had the copper pipe in there and I did have the Stay Fresh Longer anti-algae tablets in there. But look at them all in there cuddling together with the rooster. They're so cute. Anyway, what I did here to help prevent him from picking off the goldfish, and it seems to be working. Hopefully it's not too bright over here that you guys can see. This is that part of the day where the sun is kind of hitting here. But I took a piece of my smaller gauge, like rabbit wire or chicken wire, whatever you want to call it. It's a smaller gauge one. And I did also get, I don't know if you guys can see it down here, like an aquarium hidey hole rock situation. So if the rooster comes in here and tries to pick them off, they can just kind of go down this sleeve of metal and hide from him. So far, it's been a couple days and it's been working. He has not picked off any of the goldfish, and they do such a great job of keeping the stock tank cleaner longer. Do I think the tablets help? Yes. But I will notice with the tablets that it'll literally go from the water will be fine to it'll be murky and mucky in like no time. So I do find that the goldfish help keep it from getting really nasty overnight. I mean, obviously, every few weeks, you're still going to have to dump it out. You're still going to have to scrub it down. You know, that's just in the nature of the way it is if you want to keep it, clean. When you don't have animals that are like emptying it all the way constantly and you don't have it like basically being filtered through. But these goldfish really do help a lot, guys. And you don't have to feed them anything. They eat the bug larva that lands in there, the little mosquito larva. They eat all that stuff. And they really keep it pest free, I guess. And the other thing that I do is I do make sure that any leaves that fall in there, any plant matter or any food matter that these guys might drop in there that's big enough that I can see, I do take my fish net and I net it out. So I keep the leaves from falling in there and kind of composting rather in there. And that really helps it. See, look, he's trying to, look at him in there. I mean, obviously he drinks the water out of there too, but he's my handsome boy. What are you doing, Rico? You got stuff to say? What's up? What are you doing? Anyway, he doesn't have much to say today. Man, I've got just Husi over here, he's hanging out. That's his favorite spot, is right in between the goat pen and there. And he's pretty soon he's gonna be too big to get back there. It's that awkward size where he can still just kind of fit. And I've got Nash over there with the birds today, and she's doing her job protecting them. But guys, tomorrow's the big day. I'm really excited. I got to get up super early. It's gonna be a long day. Mike is going to use the ruse of taking Frankie fishing for a little while so we can sneak the horse home in the late afternoon, early evening. And when she comes back from fishing, we're, depending on the timing of everything, the story is going to be that, you know, hey, mom just called and all the goats got out and she can't get them back in the pen and she needs us all hands on deck right now. So she'll come racing home with him to come help deal with the animals all being out for whatever reason. First of all, if the goats got out, they would literally walk back in the pen. They don't, but we got to use something, I guess. That was Mike's idea. I think better option would be to say the birds got out, but we're going to go with Mike's story. Try to make it believable. I'll just say like something spooked them and they ran off. I don't know. Anyway, so then we can surprise her with Beulah. And she does have her, like I said, her all-day vet appointment tomorrow to make sure that she's up to date on everything that she needs to be up to date on, as far as, you know, vaccines and shots, and just a kind of overall wellness exam. Make sure there's nothing glaringly wrong with her health-wise that needs to be addressed immediately. We won't be doing, because they're going to be looking at her teeth, and apparently that takes a substantial amount of time. We won't be having her hooves done tomorrow. So I will be scheduling the farrier to come out and handle her feet for us. So that is exciting to be able to get that all squared away and done for her. Feels like a really long time coming. So I'm very glad that we're like, the end is in sight. So that's a good thing. And I do want to try to move this weekend the poultry netting that we have down into the pasture. I want to squish it up into the side. I have a theory about the birds. I think I mentioned to you guys I was laying down some mulch in the run, but they really like to be up at that gate because they can see the house. They can hear when there's activity up here. They can see, that's where they can kind of congregate and look in when like a vehicle pulls up or whatever. So they tend to kind of hang out up in the run, up by the gate, instead of out in the pasture. So my plan to try is twofold. I want to swing it out here so it's on this side of the coop, kind of over here for the poultry netting, so that maybe instead of congregating in the run, they'll actually congregate on the pasture and hang out kind of more over there and break some of that up a little bit. And same thing, because Nash has been hanging out there at the gate with them. She will only go exploring into the pasture when I take her on her rounds to kind of, to show her the perimeter and to, work her a little bit on her training. So I'm hoping that maybe she'll sit and camp out up here a little bit more. Everybody will still be able to see what's going on. And maybe that'd be a good transition to kind of help keep them from hanging out in the run all day. I've never had birds that wanted to hang out in the run all day as much as this flock in my life. So it's kind of weird, but hey, everybody's different. Everybody likes their thing the way they like, and these guys like to be hanging out right up against the gate. I don't get it. It's like the least comfortable spot, I would think. There's not as much shade right there. So I don't know why, especially on hot days. Today's not bad at all. It's nice out. But on really hot days, they've still been hanging out in like the hottest part of the run instead of over in the shade on the other side and in the pasture. So it doesn't quite track, but they do have bird brains. So, and then of course, Nash is going to hang out wherever the birds are and where she deems that she can see the best, I would imagine. So that's my hope, is to do that. And then I would really, really also like to get the gates hung on the back end of the run this week, because I do want to move the other dog house that's sitting right there into that coop run, so that I can have Nash there full time. I'll put her feeder over there, and she will then be full time with the birds. And of course, once Beulah gets here, we will be socializing Beulah with the other animals as well, to kind of get her you know, used to and exposed to everybody. Like I'll take Sweet Caroline on a lead. I'll bring her into the horse pen so that she can see like, oh, this is a goat. And they do share a fence line on the back too. So they will be able to be near each other and all of that, but they won't normally obviously be in the same pen. But just to make sure that Beulah is used to multiple different kinds of animals, you know, the dogs, of course, she has been around dogs before, but of course want to introduce her to all of our dogs so that she's aware, so that they're aware, because, you know, these two little ones have not really been exposed to horses because, well, we didn't have a horse yet. So, and Jen had a horse, but it's on the other side of the property and they were still little, you know, they were only, what, 9 weeks when I got them. So, you know, they haven't really been exposed to that yet. So it'd be good for them to also be exposed to the horse and vice versa. So that is the game plan for that. But yeah, I would really like to get her over here, Nash over here full time. Because right now I put her in there in the morning. I work with her in the morning. And then in the evening time at dinner, I put her back in with Kusi. Sometimes if I'm going to be gone for a big chunk of the day, I will go ahead and put her in with Kusi and the goats for the remainder of the day, just in case. And then I'll put them up into their separate pen over here for dinner time when it's time for them to eat. So, but I would like to be able to have them split doing their duties kind of full time. So I think that hopefully in the next week or so I can get that accomplished. It's really just the biggest thing is going to be hanging the gates on the other side, because we have that same issue with the header being chopped off essentially. So we kind of have to zhuzh that a little bit to get it to hang properly. It still needs a little bit of work on that side. But the fence became the main focus so that we could work on getting Beulah. So that's how these things happen. You know, you have these projects that you're kind of continuously working on, and then things come up and you kind of have to switch gears so that you can kind of finish certain things on a different timeline. So that's where we are with that. And then I know, of course, Mike is raring to go on his deer plot, which we have an exciting video for you guys coming out on 3 Mississippi on Friday. We got to meet up with Yacht Yacht, David Ellis, who is a local celebrity, I would say, in northern Mississippi. And everybody knows who Yacht Yacht is. He is probably the most famous hog trapper that I've ever heard of anyway. Not that I'm real big on the hog trapping scene. I'm not real up on that, but he traps all the hogs. That's what he do. And so we got to meet up with him and we got some of his seed, and Mike and Frankie went and started the first phase of really getting the deer plot started. So definitely want to check out Friday's video. It's going to be a good one. And yeah, dude, I'm excited. It's good stuff this week. So really pumped for tomorrow. Can't wait. I can't wait for you guys all to see the adventure of getting Beulah hats. That's probably going to be posting on 3 Mississippi on Sunday. So be on the lookout for that too. The surprise and everything of it. So it's going to be great. I cannot wait. So anyway, guys, we will see you tonight at 6 p.m. Central Standard Time. But until then, stay blessed and safety's off.